Hello, I'm IBX Toycat, and this is Update QnA Sunday, which is a series I do roughly every other week where you guys ask questions about the next big feature update, let's call it TU19 or TU20 for now, and then I answer them in this video. So if you want to ask questions for next week's video, that's how I pick them, leave them in the comments down below. I answer the more interesting ones, the more unique ones, as well as just ones lots of people ask. So that's how I pick them, and let's get into this last week's questions, and that first one comes in from Rise, who asks hashtag QnA, will horses be on a world where it was made before the TU19 update? So he's asking if you have an older world that you have right now, for instance, can you still get horses on it once the update comes out? Because lots of features like new biomes and stuff like that. For instance, my Let's Play world can't access the end. Lots of stuff is locked to older worlds. Fortunately, horses aren't going to be one of those things. If you have an old world, you should still be able to get horses on it because they're not locked to any new biome or anything like that. They are just something that starts spawning. They'll be slightly hard to find on your older worlds, and you won't be able to get horse armor till you reset your Never, but fingers crossed, you should be able to get horses. It makes a lot of sense. There shouldn't be any reason you shouldn't, but yeah, horses should be available on worlds that were made before the TU19 or TU20 whatever update. So that's really good news for the first question. So the next question comes in from Joshua Pearson, who asks hashtag QnA, do you think there will ever be snapshots in Minecraft console, Xbox 60/PS3/Xbox One/PS4? So I don't think there ever will be snapshots in Minecraft console. If you don't know what snapshots are, they're basically a PC kind of function where every week they update the game to let you use the most recent beta of the game. It's kind of like beta testing, but anyone can do it. It's a really cool thing. However, I don't think they'll ever really be coming to the consoles because for the consoles to update every week would be a lot of effort because you've got to think the certification alone is like 2 weeks. So realistically, even if they did do it, it'd have to be every month. And then if they did it every month, the problem with the way updates work in console is everyone has to have them. So even if they update the console version, if it's a buggy one that breaks your worlds or it does something like that, that would be really bad news because it'd be a mandatory update. I can imagine being really upset at just losing all my stuff or having my world just, corrupted, and I imagine you guys would too. So I don't think that snapshots will be coming to console for those reasons I listed above. I think potentially maybe they could do monthly snapshots that are kind of optional in the menu somewhere, but it'd be a lot of effort and it wouldn't really have a lot of return because we already know what's vaguely coming, at least right now, so there's not really any point. You can just kind of play the PC version. It's kind of like a snapshot, except not really. So, yeah, let's move on to the next question, which comes in from Sean Sowers. I always get Sean and Sean confused. But Q&A, do you think there will be a hardcore mode? By the way, your videos are amazing. Keep it up. Then a lot of letters. Thank you, by the way, and the videos are amazing thing. I appreciate it. But will there be a hardcore mode? Especially in the next update. So the so hardcore was meant to come a couple of updates ago. Exactly why it didn't come has never been publicly said. However, my theory is on the Xbox 60, which was the only console at the time, and maybe the PS3. The autosaving isn't on by default, and it means that if you have a hard difficulty world and a hardcore world, they'll function the same because you can just exit without saving if you die, which kind of defeats the point. Maybe on next gen because autosave's on, and if you die it can break your world. Maybe that's a thing. But I have this theory in my head that maybe Microsoft and Sony don't allow you to delete people's saves without them without asking their permission and making them do it. So I can't really imagine we'll be seeing, the hardcore mode on the consoles. It doesn't really add a whole bunch anyway, and it should have come a few updates ago. Maybe on next gen, but even then, I'm kind of doubtful. So I'm sorry to hardcore fans, but I don't think we'll be seeing it. So next question comes in from the gamer Alex, who asks, do you think there'll be a lot of lag when you spawn in the Wither? So if he's kind of referring to the fact that on PC, when you create the Wither, when you put the 3 soul sand and the 4 soul sand and the 3 whip skulls together, it actually creates this big kind of lag spike for a second. That has probably got to be coming on the consoles too. I imagine they'll do it with like a cool way. Maybe there'll be a tiny loading screen or like a loading flash image or something like that to make it seem more smooth. But yeah, there will probably be some amount of lag. It won't be this smooth effect. And if it is this smooth effect, then props to 4J Studios for doing that. But yeah, I can't imagine they'll take one of the kind of laggiest single moments on PC and make it non-lagging in consoles. But, they could surprise us. I just don't think it's very likely. So, next question comes in from Blocked Thunder 1, who asks, hashtag Q&A, will we be able to expand our saves in the next update? So, the answer to this is they've said that they're going to let you expand your saves eventually. The next update is the most likely time, but the way the thing I'm imagining is they'll probably make the next update, and then they'll make in the bug fix the next update. Expansion of saves, maybe servers too, because they want to get all these features out and they need to get them out as fast as possible. That's how I imagine they're going to do things. Servers take up a lot of time, and maybe they'd want to focus first on actually adding all the features. That's how I see it, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, I do not think that we'll be able to expand our saves in the next update, but very soon after we probably will be able to. So next question comes in from the Pewface, who asks, #QnA, will Redstone changes come in? The answer to this is yes, the Redstone update was 1.5. They've already shown us a lot of the Redstone stuff, so that's always cool, and you can check out the details on the Hopper. I've done a video on it this week if you want to learn more about that. And second question is, #QnA, will you ever stream on Twitch again? I want to stream on Twitch again, but to get partnered there, and that gives you so many benefits that makes it so much more beneficial to stream. You need 100,000 YouTube subscribers, and even though I have like 80-something thousand, they're like, nope, not close enough, has to be 100. So yeah, when I have 100k, I'll probably be streaming on Twitch again. If you're wondering, lots of people are asking about weekly streams on YouTube. I will probably be going back to those, at some point in the near future. I don't know when. I've got to get OBS fixed to my capture card. Hopefully if I get a new capture card, that'll fix that. But yeah, I'm having some issues with streaming. So yeah, I'll be streaming at some point soon, but I have to fix all that stuff first. So next question, to get more positive, because a lot of stuff's been like, no, not really, probably not next update. We have Iwan Van der Horst, who asks, #QnA, will they add absorption on golden apples? And the answer to this is yes. It's one of the 1.6 features, and it's probably one of my favourite ones. To explain it for those of you who don't know, it's basically a feature where it actually, when you eat a golden apple, instead of getting fast regeneration, you get a little bit faster regeneration, but you also get 2 extra hearts. So it takes you from 10 hearts to 12, or something like that. And it's really, really cool because, extra health is way better than fast regeneration. At least in my opinion, especially for PvP, that sort of thing. So next question comes in from Massacre Games, who asks, I feel like the witch is being overlooked, but do you think they will only spawn in the huts or as a regular mob? So this is referencing the fact that when they first came in, they only spawn in witches' huts, but then later on they would just, they can spawn anywhere at night. And I think that because that is the case, but on PC, witches' huts are really, really, really rare, but you've got a big enough world that you can generally find one regardless. On the consoles, especially the last gen ones, so Xbox 60 and PS3, the worlds aren't very big. You're probably not going to have 5 witch huts hiding in the corner somewhere, so I think they're going to have to make them spawn as a regular mob, otherwise most people won't be able to see them, at least very often anyway. So yeah, I think they'll spawn as a regular mob, just, bring forward that from an update, and it makes a lot of sense to do that. So yeah, I think they'll spawn everywhere, not just in witches' huts. At least I very much hope so. So next question comes in from Meldin CR7, who asks, will they add a coal block in TU19? The answer to this question is yes. It's just one of those other simple ones. It's one of those 1.6 features that allows you to group 9 coal into a block, which can be used just as a nice aesthetic block. It looks kind of nice and stuff, but it also has the function of it has, I think, 80 separate smelts, so it's like 10 coal put together. If you put 64 of those in the furnace, you'll be smelting for a very, very long time, to say the least. So next question comes in from Jonathan McKinley, who asks, QnA, what will you do first when the update comes out? So whenever there's a new update, I always just kind of first go into creative. I look at it all going. I see if there's anything big coming out. For like if I notice there's a weird glitch, if I notice there's something weird going on, I'll look at it, see what's going on there, and I just kind of experience the new update. It's always this big euphoria when an update comes out. It's only like a twice-a-year thing, or in the case of this year, a once-a-year thing, and it's a really cool thing to see that. So yeah, when the update first comes out, I'm just going to kind of experience it, enjoy it, maybe go into the tutorial world, see that new thing, and then I go into the survival world and I try to get as many of the new features as I can, and then I start making videos, because I love new updates. They're awesome for both myself and for videos. So there's that. So next question comes in from Taylor Bruce, who asks, #QnA, will the old gen consoles ever stop updating? Please answer. The answer to this question is yeah. So in an interview they did with Total Xbox recently, they did confirm that eventually the old gen consoles will have to be stopped updated, but they kind of hinted it'd be far in the future, and that means at least a few updates time from now. If you have a 360 or a PS3, I wouldn't worry for at least another couple years. I'd say maybe after a year or two, you've got to start being cautious. But by that time, the next gen console or the current gen console should be a lot cheaper, so you shouldn't have to worry so much. And maybe Minecraft won't even be your thing in a couple years. So yeah, hopefully It's, long past when you need to. Sorry to those of you who will be stuck with PS3/360 for another few years, but, hopefully it'll be a while from now. That's what we can just hope and pray for. So, final question comes in from Frankie Stani Ice Whiskey. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that. Stan Whiskey? No, I give up. Hashtag QnA. Do you think Biomes, which were in 1.7, will be added? And this is another one of those ones that's like, I'm sorry, but the new Biomes, one of the biggest features in 1.7. They added so much variety to the world, and it takes a lot of effort to add them all in. I don't think they'll be coming with 1.6, even though there's the PS4 trailer that had that. I think that was just PS4 using PC gameplay and not realizing the difference. So I do not think the new Biomes will be added in 1.6 purely because it's so much work, and if they were going to do that, they might as well just call it 1.7. So yeah, that's QnA Sunday, or QnA every other Sunday, whatever you want to call it. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do like it if you did. I'm currently on holiday right now, so say hello or tweet me and say happy holiday. Or don't really, but you can do whatever you want. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like if you liked it. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.